5, 3, 2, 1.
Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
Temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.
Good day to you all. And I am the District Director of the West Coast Education District, which is one of 8 education districts in the Western Cape Province of South Africa. Steilhoogte Primary School, which serves 273 children who hail predominantly from the Karoo Vlakte farming community, which is located within the Matsikama municipality. My first impression, after getting a tad lost on what was at that time a dirt road, a gravel road, as I drove through the gates of the school, was that it was indeed an oasis. I noted the decision that had been made with regard to the daily feeding of the learners via the National Schools Nutrition Program. Learners are provided with at least one nutritious meal a day, and it is served to the learners. And on that day, what was for me significant was that it was the grade R learners who were seated and served in the limited space available. Steilhoogte Primary School had clearly made the decision to honor their youngest. For the school, it was not about who had earned their stripes and had to be rewarded, but rather about who still needed to earn their stripes and who needed to be supported to do so. And at the end of this hour, I have no doubt that you will agree that Steilhoogte Primary School is indeed an oasis in so many more ways than one. Thank you.
Different stops: celebration, success, journey, environmental, sustainability, and collaboration.
Good evening, goeienaand and molweni from a rather wet and chilly South Africa. Welcome to our school, Steilhoogte Primary School. Steilhoogte in English means steep heights, and this school is situated about 300 kilometers away from the Cape Town city centre. Today, as you've heard in the introduction, we are going on a journey that involves 6 stops, or as we call it, 6 magic words, which are celebration, success, journey, environmental, collaboration, and sustainability. As can be determined from these magic words, the expertise that our school, Steilhoogte Primary School, is celebrating is environmental sustainability. Steilhoogte Primary School has embraced environmental sustainability in order to conserve our natural resources and protect global ecosystems. We also do our best to support the health and well-being of our learners and the community that we are in. I am Safura Kotso, the Assessment and Examinations Coordinator in the West Coast Education District. With me, I have the principal of the school, Mr. Manus Sparmer. Mr. Sparmer has been the principal of the school since 2014 and has led the development of the school to the flagship that it has become today. Our next presenter is Mrs. Frances de Kock. The expression dynamite comes in small packages is very appropriate to this powerhouse. Mrs. de Kock is the Natural Sciences and Technology teacher for the intermediate phase and is as energetic and passionate about her school as she is about her learners. Mrs. de Kock received the National Teachers Award in Natural Sciences from the Western Cape Education Department in 2019. Welcome, Mrs. de Kock. I look forward to our amazing journey of celebrating environmental sustainability. Before we start, a reminder that you can ask questions by using the chat function in the Q&A box. Also, don't forget to use the hashtag WorldEduWeek when you are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all your other social media platforms. Our first magic word that we will discuss today is journey. At the beginning of this live event, we have heard the director of the Education District, Mrs. van Staer, place Steilhoogte geographically in South Africa. And we have seen the journey of traveling to the school. So I want to ask Mr. Sparmer, Mr. Sparmer, can you tell us about the life of this child and about your school in this rural area?
Good evening. What a pleasure to be discussing our school at this live event. Steilhoogte Primary School is a farm school classified according to government as a quintile 1 school, which means it is a school serving a disadvantaged community. Many of the learners are from low-income households, and many of them rely on the meals served at the school. The parents are mostly farm workers and experience many social challenges. We have, as a result of these challenges, established and implemented 2 special need classes, where we focus on developing the skills of learners who have barriers to learning. The learners live in a rural area with little resources. It is far from the nearest town, and it is difficult for them to access these resources. Even when they have to buy necessary food or go to the clinic, they have to walk a long distance. A challenge we overcome was to ensure that all our learners had school uniforms, which improved self-esteem, as everybody was seen as equal. We established a feeding scheme where learners have warm cooked meals every day, even during the school holidays. We are proud to say that we use produce from our own school garden to cook the meals. In so doing, we encourage awareness and appreciation of the environment and conservation to the benefit of our learners. There were few opportunities for cultural and recreational development in the community. All these aspects need to be taken into consideration when the learners come to school and face the educators in class.
Well, considering all these challenges that you have indicated, is it possible for these learners in this faraway rural area to achieve success? And this word success is also one of our magic words.
In the past, I defined success as winning medals, either in the sporting, cultural, and academic fields. Winning a medal in drama, having academic results exceeding 18%, being a prefect, and so forth, meant that you were successful. My definition of success has dramatically changed since having the privilege to be the principal of Steilhoogte Primary School. To build and shape a learner's human dignity and feeling of self-worth has proven to be far more fulfilling. When learners show confidence in themselves, when they look you in the eye, when they greet you, when they can have a meaningful conversation with a stranger, that is a success story to be proud of. We are building a community with proud and confident human beings. Help learners learn values and see how they apply it in their own lives is a further measurement of success. Steilhoogte Primary School has accomplishments which we celebrate together with our partners, our learners, and our community. Improvements we see as successes are the following. Develop a school emblem, school anthem and flag, and our children wear school uniform. The school choir and student council was established. The academic planning was adapted and continuous monitoring and evaluation of strategic objectives and policies were implanted. 2 skills development classes were created for learners who face learning challenges to develop their skills. We have made many changes to the infrastructure, such as the bathrooms, floors, improved electricity, Wi-Fi installed and fence off the schoolyard. We also have a soccer field, which we are very proud of. A library was also established. During the journey at Steilhoogte Primary School, we are trying to be as successful as possible in all areas of school life and not just the academic areas. Every teacher should be a role model. Let us listen to what one of our young teachers, our first head boy, has to say.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our second stop, Success. Hi, I'm Anneke van Berg, current grade 7 teacher here at Steilhoogte Primary, also once a learner. My journey at Steilhoogte Primary started a couple of years ago back in 2007 as a preschool learner. Steilhoogte Primary focuses on basic fundamentals of life, such as respect, honor, discipline, honesty, responsibility, and ownership. That enabled me on this journey we call life from a young age up until now to make the much needed decisions in life to gain success. As the first head boy, factors such as responsibility and ownership played a big role in my leadership roles throughout high school, in class and out in the field doing sports. Steilhoogte gave me the arsenal to embark on my journey and graduate at a prestigious high school, Durbanville High. For me, being able to be back where it all started is a massive honor. As a teacher, an inspirer, it really is a privilege being here as a teacher and being able to live my story every single day over and over through the smiling faces I see. We all as teachers here at Steilhoogte Primary pride ourselves on striving to cultivate the minds of our fellow pupils in a manner that they can leave here with a growing seed planted at mind to grow and flourish out there with the academic hunger or pursuit to be a difference in the community. I often had many disappointments, made plenty of mistakes, but one thing that always kept me driven is the fact that I knew what I was busy doing for myself wasn't just for myself, but also my community, for the next big dreamer and believer, and for them to see that everything is possible. I look forward to sharing the next story of success with you. Thank you all for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
That is quite an inspiring video. It really is a sign of the school's success that the experienced teachers have remained at the school and that the young ex-pupils are becoming members of staff. So that is so inspiring. However, as the assessment coordinator of the education district, I am particularly interested in the success of the rollout of the curriculum. And this brings us to another magic word, environmental sustainability. Now tell us, Mrs. de Kock, how do we use the environment and nature around us to extend the curriculum? But then also, Mr. Sparma, I want to pose a question to you as well. How do people make a living in this rural area? And how do you support your primary school learners in developing skills to enable them to make a living here? Let's ask Mrs. de Kock first.
Good evening, and thank you for this great showcase opportunity. Our school is situated on a farm, and our neighbours are wine and vegetable farmers. The school is like an oasis, creating life in a semi-desert area for children from the surrounding farms. Around the school is an open field with the most wonderful sightings during the flower season. We use the farming environment as an extra outdoor classroom to support the curriculum and bring the textbooks alive. We use our vegetable gardens to teach valuable life lessons and values, and we also extend the curriculum while integrating it with language and mathematics. We teach our learners the importance of conservation through highly sophisticated programs run at the school. We make our learners aware of reducing their carbon footprints. We also teach our learners how to grow their own food sustainable in their own lives and for their own families. We have established home gardens in some of our learners' homes where they enjoy the fruits of their labor. In collaboration with the Jalopeo Foundation, Sunette Anderson, we have launched a quarterly competition where we visit some of these home gardens, and the best gardens received a certificate. Learners are taught about hydro and aquaponics, essential in this drought-invested region of the Western Cape, where using water efficiently and sustainably is very important. This is just the experimental project to provide learners with additional hands-on knowledge that supports the curriculum. The outdoor classroom allows a space for special need learners to thrive and learn in a non-traditional classroom environment. Children help in the gardens, keeping it neat and clean. My learners are taught many values through the following lovely projects. I have a worm farm and an egg incubator at the back of my classroom. The worms are fed by the learners in the class when they have leftovers from their lunch boxes. The egg incubator is an exciting experiment too. A few weeks ago, the learners experienced how some of the eggs hatch and our first chicken, chick, were born. I teach my children that nothing goes waste. Our class recycling garden was created from material that would have ended up in the dustbin. These activities teach the learners valuable hands-on experiences in nature conservation and environmental sustainability. We have a variety of animals called the Steilhoogte Touch Farm, such as sheep, tortoises, ducks, turkeys, pigs, that the children learn to take care of. We only have one earth and we must look after it. It is our responsibility as we are the representatives on this planet Earth, and we need to protect it for the generations to come. This is Africa, rural, natural, but absolutely wonderful. We have our own pigsty, and the leftovers of the learners' meals are fed to the pigs. All the leaves and the vegetables, spoiled vegetables and branches end up in the pigsty as food. After cleaning the pigsty, we use the waste and the pigs to fertilize our vegetable gardens and gardens again. We encourage workers and learners to add waste to our compost heap and worm farm. The food cycle is therefore complete, as been shown on the presentation. The learners are involved in all processes, and we use the activities as an extension of the curriculum. This establishes an appreciation of the environment and teaches our learners valuable skills in terms of environmental, sustainability, and nature conservation. Mr. Spalmer will speak to sustainability.
Our goal is to create a secure and safe learning environment to allow every child the right to develop their full potential. Our mission is to establish Steilhoogte Primary School as a reputable academic institution and to develop a climate where learners will strive to excel with character through the expertise of loyal educators and the support of community. Our vision at Steilhoogte Primary School is that we are committed to a holistic approach in education where learners were developed into self-reliant, responsible members of the community. The school tries to combat poverty in its own way through the learner transport system to make transport for the learners from home to school and back again easier. Many school sport activities are presented at the school, such as netball, soccer, rugby, cricket, cross-country, athletics, and chess. We have a drama department which is successful, and the finances are being paid by the school and the donors for the learners to take part in such activities. We have 2 special need classes where learners are taught practical skills. The school has become a beacon in the broader community for hosting events such as art festivals, chess tournaments, local Lego robotic competitions, and church gatherings. We have a sewing club at the school for learners and adults. Poverty and unemployment are unfortunately part of our community. One way to lower the unemployment rate in our community is to teach people new skills which they can use in generating an income. Let's visit the sewing room and listen to what Ms. Jeanette Fourie has to share with us.
Good day, my name is Jeanette Fourie. I'm working at Steilhoogte Primary School, and we are busy with a skills development program at the school for mostly mums of the children and sometimes grandmas of the children. And the whole idea of this project is to create an opportunity for mums that experience and children that experience social problems at home to create an income. And to learn a skill and to create an income for them, so that the children learn their circumstances changes at home as well as here at the school where they learn. We try to create a product that is not only something that to learn a skill that you can't use in a commercial way. So the whole idea is to create products that are competitive on the commercial market as well. What we are doing, we're working on hemp fabric, Hemp is 100% organic, 100% degradable, and is one of the, I think it's the best organic fabric on the market at the moment. It's much stronger than cotton and linen. It has wonderful characteristics. It's apart from the feel of hemp that's almost like linen, it dries very quickly. It's heat resistant. It's just a wonderful fabric, even if you make clothes from it. But we focus on decor items, as we think we have a better opportunity in the decor market. So we try to focus on the local market first, and then if everything goes well, we would really like to export if everything goes well. And we do liner printing and screen printing at the moment. So we design our own patterns and we make products, decor products that we sell locally. We have a little shop in town and we have a Facebook page. It's called Beehive Studios. The dream is really to change people's lives. That's what we are here for. And then we have another project that involves the school children, and we also want to create a place for children that can't go further to college, that we can try and accommodate them in this program, and the children that have learning disabilities. We have a small project that we're going to do with them as well, but always with the idea to create something that is sellable, something that is competitive on the market. You don't have a sustainable product and you don't have a sustainable project. So the whole idea is really fixed on creating something that will go on for many, many years and that will really change and make a difference in people's and children's lives.
That is certainly very interesting to see them use this market to make children's lives a bit better. Now, we have gone through the magic words of success, journey, environmental sustainability, and now let us discuss collaboration. Mr. Sparmer said that all the aspects of the child are taken into consideration, the spiritual, the physical, as well as the cultural. Mrs. de Kock, how does the school support, encourage, and grow the other dimensions of our children? But alternatively, when we consider the digital age that our child is in, Mr. Sparmer, tell us, in this new world that we are in today, how do we prepare our learners for this technologically advanced and fast-moving world? Mrs. de Kock, you go first.
Thank you, Mr. Flora. Indeed, our next magic word is collaboration. The secret recipe of the success of Steilhoogte is the family of Steilhoogte. Everybody working together as a team towards the same goal. This goal is to develop the children not only academically, but also creatively and holistically. How do we develop children holistically? We enlist the support and guidance of many external providers, like the Stellar Foundation, the Fombele Farmers Trust, the Department of Agriculture, Jalopeo, just mentioned, the Cape Leopard Trust, Science in a Suitcase, Texas, and the MTN Foundation. These partners assist in encouraging the important skills of nature conservation and the environmental sustainability. We like to call people who help Steilhoogte friends of Steilhoogte. And once a friend, always a friend. It's not about the outcome. It's the journey that is important at Steilhoogte. We develop the child holistically by taking them on educational field trips and camps in the mountains. We take part in arts and culture festivals and estate fits. Our learners specialize in a local dance called the Real Dance. We have a drama club. Our learners play sport. We have a mini matric dance and our school has a well-established music teacher. We will see a clip of some of these activities soon. Teamwork and collaboration with all stakeholders assist us in providing quality education for our learners. Mr. Spalmer will discuss preparing learners for the digital age now. Over to Mr. Spalmer.
When I became the principal, I saw the potential for improvement, not only for the school buildings and the physical aspects of the school, but also for the equipment of learners and developing their potential. I developed a 5-year plan for the empowerment and growth of the school. Together with my team, I started turning the school around. Not soon after, it would seem, we enhanced the community by uplifting the school. We have a new computer room with new upgraded computers. Learners are being exposed to the computers and taught to use these effectively. Due to the remote location of our school and the fact that our learners do not get as many opportunities to access resources that learners in urban context would, we rather bring the environment into the classroom with the use of YouTube videos. We also invite nature conservationists online as part of our teaching lessons on nature conservation. These theme teaching opportunities with the conservationists are an extension of the curriculum and certainly enhance teaching and learning for our teachers and learners. Each educator uses a projector in their classroom, which has a projector, sound system, as well as other functions. Learners are exposed to robotica when they are taught programming. We are the flagship school in this regard in our region, and we hold competitions and participate in provincial competitions. We are privileged to have sponsors in the ICT world who provide us with robots and the know-how to effectively program and use the robots. These sponsors, now called Friends of Steilhoogte Primary, come to our school regularly to provide us with new hardware and software. The educators as well as the learners receive the necessary training from them. What set us apart? Positive leadership seemed to be the main ingredient of the success of this school. I personally believe that my role is an opportunity to serve to the best of my ability, whether it is to the learners, the educators, or the broader community. Positivity is magnetic at our school and ripples down to all. Integrity and compassion are the fuel that drive the success story. Please enjoy the next video showing a variety of the activities we have mentioned today.
This has certainly been a journey, showing the growth of the school infrastructure, the learners, as well as this energy and positivity from the staff of Steilhoogte Primary School. So, what can we take away from this school and see whether we can implement it in our own schools? Firstly, we celebrate our children and their joy through taking care of our infrastructure, facilities, and the environment. This is an exciting journey to embark on for all schools. Through our nurturing and caring approach, we have overcome many challenges and created harmony and appreciation, not only for the academic skills acquired, but also the skills of conservation and appreciation of the environment around us. Secondly, we ensure the success of our learners and our school, but we define success differently, as the focus is not necessarily on pure academic skills, but also on developing important life skills in terms of using their environment and their nature for mutual benefit. Thirdly, we encourage nature conservation in our classroom by extending the curriculum through effective use of natural resources and activities within the environment to expose our learners to many valuable experiences that teach them the value of the environment and the importance of environmental sustainability. Fourthly, we teach our learners important skills in terms of sustainability through the various extension activities such as recycling, gardening, production, and effective use of resources from within the community. Our teachings about sustainability have even impacted on our homes, where learners and their parents have started their own home gardens. We gather and make different and beautiful objects with mirrors and glass, and we sell these in the neighboring town. Our sewing room uses ladies from the community to teach our learners about sewing. The articles made in the sewing room are sold in tourist shops, and our learners enjoy this skill as well as learning about basic business. Lastly, we take care of the holistic child. We ensure that our learners are acquainted with and can use technology to create meaningful lives for themselves. Through all these activities, we instill in our learners values of discipline, hard work, responsibility, creativity, and caring for the environment. In so doing, we prepare our learners for the community and the world outside, and we also have the mutual benefit of respectfully caring for and utilizing our natural environment and resources. Now is the time for some questions. In short, Mr. Sparmer, you, with your staff, have developed a school with learners who have a strong sense of responsibility, a school that is using the environment around it as a classroom, a school that is concerned about recycling and using nature optimally. So let us go to some questions, if there are any questions for clarity or even just comments on what you have seen thus far. I go to Goretti, who is managing the question and answer section, to provide us with some hopefully easy questions, Goretti.
Sephora, there are two questions. The first question is, can you tell us what you did during the pandemic? What did Steilhoogte Primary School do during the pandemic? And the second question is, What is the relationship like with the neighboring schools?
Thank you for those questions, Goretti. Mr. Sparmer, will you be able to assist us about your relationship with the neighboring schools and how did your school respond during the COVID pandemic? Has it affected your school in any way? Can you answer for us, Mr. Sparmer?
Yes, the COVID-19 pandemic has a huge impact on the school's daily functioning. Learners has lost almost the whole academic year in 2020. During 2021, only half of the learners come to school daily as they have to rotate. Learners do not have technology like cell phones, computers, internet at home. The academic work has to be dropped off at certain places for the learners to come fetch it. Learners reside on farms and distances are far apart, so it takes organizing. This has a financial impact pertaining to extract photocopy paper and ink and extra fuel. A second aspect linked to this is the extra time which is needed from the educators, the drivers, etc. Transport is expensive, and to transport more than one batch to different drop-off points take extra time. The consequence is that communication between the school and the learners when they are at home is problematic. When the learners do not understand the homework, they do not have the means to contact an educator for clarification purposes. Extra intervention to address these challenges do take place at Steilhoogte Primary School with special emphasis on reading, writing and mathematics. We are, however, privileged that very few learners and educators got infected from COVID-19. Due to COVID regulations, we had to cancel all sport, culture and extra curriculum activities. COVID-19 has challenged us to find new ways of teaching and new ways to emerge with the learners and the community. All is not negative. We discovered new educational methods and we are implementing it with great success. What is the relationship that you have with your nearby schools? Our school, Steilhoogte Primary, is in a rural area where resources are few and scarce. We cannot function on our own, so the success of the school greatly depends on establishing, building and maintaining partnerships, not only with our community members or donors and our sponsors, but especially with our surrounding schools. Steilhoogte Primary School is a beacon in the rural community. We have had the privilege to establish a beautiful sport ground which can accommodate rugby, soccer and netball. We have a fully functioning kitchen because we have a feeding scheme and there is room to accommodate people. We've opened up our school and our facilities to our neighboring schools for facilitation of sport events such as athletics, soccer and chess on provincial level, and also for cultural events such as hosting a provincial gala event for drama and arts. We also host many meetings at our school for educators and management. On an academic level, Steilhoogte is always willing to help others. We share ideas, academic information about policies and legislation, and also about crisis management. The neighboring schools do not only have Steilhoogte's telephone number, but also my personal cell number. Each and every one of the schools can contact me directly.
Mr. Sparmer, thank you so much for answering those questions. When you say that Steilhoogte Primary School is a beacon of hope in that area, I believe you, because you've spoken about the academics and you've spoken about how the school helps the community, and I can see that. So thank you very much for your responses. Before we start with the vote of thanks, I just want to ask you, Mrs. de Kock, do you have anything or anyone you want to thank?
Thank you, Mr. Pura, for the opportunity. Our final word, magic word, is celebration. And we would like to invite all our friends of Steilhoogte around the world to celebrate with us. After what we have heard and seen tonight, we really have reason to celebrate at Steilhoogte. All the teachers and children really count their blessings, and we really want to thank all our friends of Steilhoogte around the world. We love you. There is so much negativity in the world today. Let's forget about that just for a moment. Just where you are, I would like you and invite you on behalf of the whole school community of Steilhoogte to celebrate with us. Indeed, it's a celebration. So jump up, stretch out, and dance with all the Steiltrappers, the reel. A traditional dance of our area, and our community calls this the reel dance. So on the rhythm of this music, let's celebrate hope for a better future because of our most precious children. I thank you.
This has been an incredible journey, a journey of growth, of meeting challenges and overcoming challenges for all of us. For those who want more information about the school, we have posted in the chat box a link to a video which provides more information on the school. Click on the link and enjoy. You will find contact details in that link as well, should you want to contact the school regarding international competitions. It is important to acknowledge the leadership of the West Coast Education District, Mrs. Heather van Ster, Mrs. Monica Stanley, the school staff, that energetic group of staff from Steilhoogte Primary School, who is the cement and the foundation of the school. It is important to thank them, but it is more important to thank our learners of Steilhoogte Primary School. Without you, we would not have anything to celebrate. So, teachers from all over the world, thank you for allowing us to share our story with you. Good night and go well.
Join Time Magazine's lead education reporter alongside global educators and advocates to explore the impacts of teaching forgiveness.
I teach forgiveness because it can have a positive impact in my students' families.
It helps my students thrive in the face of adversity.
Students who can forgive are happier.
Join us to hear from teachers and thought leaders on how and why to include forgiveness in your classroom.
Temperature rise will bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather.
New coronavirus cases emerge across the country.
Obesity rates have more than doubled in kids.
Cape Town is running out of water.